First thing I want to say to y'all brothers, I want you to just breathe for a minute. I want you to think to yourself and breathe. Don't ever think that you was born in this world, whether you black, brown, yellow, white, half a rib, that you was born to do nothing. You just getting started. Don't be so fast to grow up. You know how much time you have ahead of you to get grown and grow up to do grown things? Pace yourself, because patience is a virtue, and trust me, and you're winning this game. You understand? Don't let nobody say that y'all did anything wrong. You didn't do nothing wrong. You're going through a trial and tribulation in life. And that trial and tribulation is meant for you to do things wrong so you can learn what to do right. You understand what I'm saying? You have to do things wrong. Because if you don't do nothing wrong, you ain't going to know what to do right. Because you learn from your mistakes. And if you keep making mistakes, the mistakes become to be a habit. And that's what gets you trapped off, because it can be a habit. So it ain't nothing wrong with going through a phase in life. There's nothing wrong with that. It's human. You have to. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. Now, I want to get to the topic that you got to know, before you know yourself, what is the root of a man? The root of you. And the root of you is where you come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, you're never going to make it where you're going. You have to know where you come from. You got to know who you are. What's your place here? What do you want? What are your ideas? Because you have ideas. But some of you are afraid to use them because they so channeled in so much negative direction. And it's only normal for you as a kid to be traveling in a negative direction, because this world is hell. You're living in an imperfection world. You understand what I said? You know what I mean by that? You're living in an imperfection world. It ain't going to be right till you make it right. You know what I'm saying? You learn from this imperfection world that the things that are wrong out here, you learn from these things, and you learn as you get older, how can you put it right? Because the child, all your kids that's in here, that's the same man I'm going to see later on. Because the child you is going to make you the man you're going to be later on in time. That same kid going to grow up one day to be a grown man. And you're going to think different. But you got to weigh and balance all facts and circumstances and find truth in your own judgment and righteousness as being a man. You know what I'm saying? Men do right things. You know what I'm saying? That's what a man do. He provides, he do things that he's supposed to have to do as being a man. I wasn't the greatest kid in the world either. I went to trial and tribulation, got caught up, got locked up, did all kinds of crazy things. You understand? But as I went on, I learned the older you get, the wiser you get. You can't still do the same things that you've done as a kid and you're getting older. So you got to make some decision in your life somewhere down the line that I'm getting grown. I'm old, I got to do things different. Because you know wrong from right. You understand? So the easy way to figure the thing out is think to yourself sometimes. Your mind goes through 5 stages: conscious, non-conscious, superconscious, magnetic, and infinity. And time you get to the infinity state of your mind, you know how much you can capture? And all you have to do is learn how to release it. And some people release this tension and energy at the wrong time, at the wrong places. That's why you see so much stuff going on with these police and all these boys getting killed. See, all this is starting because they're not trained. They're not disciplined. I mean, police have a certain authority. We all know that. They're cops. I'm not going to sit and argue with him. I let him do his job. And then you got other people that will do their job if he did you wrong. But I will let him do his job. I'm not going to go in no confrontation with a police. He says, shut up, stand there. I'm going to shut up and stand there. I'll get you back another way. Because there's always an intelligent way to do things. You understand? And you know what? It's so easy to let in the wrong direction when you're in a situation like that under pressure till you don't think. And that's why you see a lot of these young brothers is dying and things because they're not thinking when they put under that situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take off. It's like if a dog approach you and you take off and run from him, he's going to bite you. Simple as that. You're going to get bit by that dog. And you got to understand they're human too. Carrying a gun, but they're human with a license to carry a gun, but they're human people. And they have instincts too. You don't think in your mind they might be afraid too. So you got to think like that. So as you grow, you got to learn to balance things. And that's basically what life is all about. Balancing things and find out who you are. And that's when you find out who you are, you see, man, let me tell you something. I don't know if people tell y'all. Y'all came from, see, they always say that for y'all brothers that y'all came from Africa, we were slaves. See, that's what they want y'all to think, that we were slaves. We was never slaves. There was a war going on at the time. Europe came over to Africa, a big war going on. We are prisoners at war. And we are still prisoners at war. It wasn't no good ship, Jesus. Those was prison ships. Those was actually prison ships. And we still captured here, and we still in prison. in a modern day mentally state of mind of prison. And you got to overcome yourself. You got to overcome all these things. That's why education is a must. I used to always say, I used to tell the brothers that everything else in this world means so much to them. Silver and gold, everything means so much, but education, they will let that decay. They think that education is not going to mean nothing. It does. It tells you who you are. Right. It tells you where your mind at, even the way you dress. And this is one thing I want to get, because a lot of brothers that have been in the nation, we go through this, like, there shouldn't be a matter of where you, come on. I'm not going to go look for a job, my pants hanging off me, man. What kind of job do you think you're going to get? I mean, certain places I go, I don't dress like this. All certain places I go, there's a dress required. There's nothing wrong with a dress code. You understand? Some people think that it's something wrong with that. It's nothing. But it identifies who you are. You understand? What your intelligence is. And that's what you want people to recognize you for. You're intelligent. Not for stupidness. All right? Because you're not stupid. You're very smart in what you think. And like I said, a lot of y'all came from kings and queens until people would bet that in your mind that we come from kings and queens. That's why you don't know what direction to go in, because they keep making you think you came from savages. No, we came from kings and queens. And as long as you think like that, you're going to be a king. And the female's going to be queen. But if you think you came from nothing, from a slave mentality, that's all you're going to be. You're not going to want them, because it starts from the school system. When they put you in special ed only a preparation to go to jail. That's what special ed means. When they put you in a special ed, because you're slow, you can't adapt. And from there, they're monitoring you. And from that stage, they're monitoring you. It goes on your record. And every special ed student I ever know, after he get a certain age, he end up in a juvenile center. Because they told him he was slow, and they don't know why he's slow. Maybe he can't see the blackboard good. Maybe he was slow in reading, maybe he needs special attention. They don't know these things. But automatically, when you can't keep up with the class and everything is going, you're slow. And they put you in special ed. And this could be a smart kid, but the theory of work, he can't do it. But if you put his mind to the test, he's very smart. And I've been in a prison system, and you got to see them brothers in there, very intelligent. Don't think them brothers in jail are stupid. These brothers are intelligent scientists that's in jail. And it's a shame to see them behind bars for 100 years, 30 to 40 years. And y'all will be the next statistic of that if you don't wake up. Because that's what this stage means. From this stage on, from what I'm telling you, you have a choice. You understand? Either you're going to do what you have to do as being a man, or you're going to go out the other way. And the easy way out is trying to get yourself killed. You understand? You have to have goals. Let me explain something to you. Do it sometime. I do it all the time. I set goals for myself. Like I say, like 2017 coming. I already got that what I have to do January, February, March, and these are the goals I set myself for. And you only can do one thing at a time. So if you take your time and find you write down 10 goals that you're going to do for next year. And you take the time, when January comes, you start off on one of them. And finish that one and complete it, and then go to the next one. You see how successful you be because you're thinking, and your mind is occupied now. See, when your mind is not occupied, you ain't got nothing to do, because I get like that if I don't have nothing to do with myself. You get off and start thinking and wondering, because the mind is crazy. It have you thinking all kinds of crazy things if you don't know how to control it. Because it will get you in trouble. It's like you got them two little things sitting on your shoulder. You got an angel here and the devil here, and the devil tell you, do it, do it. And he's telling you, no, don't do it, don't do it. He telling you, do it. You got to have your own mind, the way this thing is what you do. You can't listen to none of them. Because you have your own inner self, your own soul. If you sit here and close your eyes right now and say, I love myself, you can hear it just as clear as I'm saying over this microphone. So it's something inside you do talk to you. Because you close your eyes and say, I love myself, and see how clear you can hear that. You can hear just as clear as this microphone that you can hear me from. So you have an inner soul, you have an inner self that you hear yourself before you do things. You tell yourself what to do. Your body is nothing but a vehicle and do what you act and you tell it to do. So if I told my body to go jump off this roof, that's what it's going to do. It's going to jump off the roof. If I tell my body I'm going to get in these books, I know I got this class to pass, I'm going to focus on that because I know next week I got an exam and I got to pass this because I got to get out of this class. Simple. Your life is first. Everything else is second and third. Take your life and value it. You understand? And that's the most precious thing that you have, man, is your life. You understand? If I take y'all to a mall and let you see what it looks like, that's crazy. To see a young brother, 14, 12 years old, laying on a slab. That is no joke. I've seen things like that. I took students on things like that, on expositions like that, and let them see things that they broke down. But you're so tough. It's nothing wrong with being tough. And there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. Be who you are. You understand? And people will understand you more. You understand? I'd rather have a nerd for a son. I wouldn't care. Let him be. I'd rather, if you want to stay a baby, if you're 15 and still want to be a baby, I'd rather for you to stay there. Take your time and grow up. Don't let nobody force you to be grown and make grown decisions when you're not ready to make grown decisions. And stop thinking you're grown, because you're not, because when you get in situations, you still got to call back for your mother. So how grown is you is? You know what I'm saying? So real. So just think to yourself and give yourself a chance and balance your life and ask yourself, what do you want? Not somebody else. Not what your mother wants for you. Not what your father wants for you. From this point, I know all of y'all here have some type of goal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, somewhere down the line, you had to tell yourself, I want to be a fireman. I want to be this. Somewhere you had to tell yourself, because when I was young, I always wanted to be a race car driver. I always wanted to go in the Marine Corps. And as I got older, I went into the Marine Corps. That was, since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a Marine. It just fascinated me. And as I got older, I went into the Marine Corps. You understand? So I'm saying, I know every one of y'all in here have some type of goal. Something that you say, when I get 18 or when I get 20, this is what I want to do. I want to be a doctor. And don't you know you can do that? I'm going to give you a little story. I was in the 7th grade, and I was on the 3rd grade reading level. I couldn't read or nothing. You know? And the brother told me, he said, yo, get you a newspaper and a dictionary. And I went and got a newspaper and a dictionary, and I read this newspaper. He made me read this newspaper every day and report to him. And every word I couldn't figure out, he made me look in the dictionary, and I looked it up. And don't you know, years later, I went to John Jay College and graduated for criminal law off the 3rd grade reading level. And I took one of the biggest groups in the world, turned out to be bigger than the Wu-Tang Clan, and took them and turned them successful. 25 years we've been in the business, and we turned out successful. We turned bigger than the views. And that's all from my mind. From a kid that was on the 3rd grade reading, yo, this is not me. I know God has something planned and better for me than be a bum in the street or be nobody. So I had to go find myself. And finding myself, I had to leave everything else alone. So even friends I had to leave alone because I wanted to find me. I wanted to know who I was. I don't care who nobody else is. I want to know who I am. And that, you know, that's the most pleasant thing in life when you really find deep down inside who you really is. Because right now I'm looking at doctors, I'm looking at lawyers, I'm looking at judges. That's what I'm looking at right now in this room. I'm not looking at no derelicts and somebody's going to end up in jail for the rest. I'm not looking at that because I don't even feel that vibe in this room right now. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even feel that here. You understand? So this is what you do. You write down things to yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with talking to yourself. Just don't answer yourself. But there ain't nothing wrong with talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And sit down and write goals for yourself. And sometimes that will occupy your mind. See, because you have to learn as you get older to weigh, and you have to weigh all things in life. See, because mommy and dad can't do that for you as you grow, because sometimes you get to a certain degree in life to you coming to be a man. So you got to weigh and judge all facts and circumstances and find truth to your own judgment, because you have to learn how to start judging things. Like, yeah, if I do this, that's going to happen. If I do this, this is going to happen. No, I'm going to go do this. So you got to learn how to put your life on the right track, because that's something that nobody can do for you but you. And when I leave, I don't want y'all to leave like that. And I'm hoping to see y'all into. I got an apprenticeship that we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to go to London with Entrepreneur to teach you how to build jobs for yourself. I'm gonna have a brother to just fill you in with a couple of things, and I hope that some of y'all be my first students. Word. And I'm gonna set it up with the brothers that we got the entrepreneur thing, and we have classes and courses where we teach you, and as we teach you how to be entrepreneurs, we make sure you get your job, and everything we get your job, we have our own banking system where we're gonna show you how you get the loans to open up your first business, your own business, and all that. And we start off, and we're going around the world doing this, helping young youth like y'all to get themselves on the right track. But you gotta want it too. Just as bad as I want to see y'all have it, you got to have that in your mind too. And like I said, what you need to do, get you a book and pen if you got it, write down 10 things that's for 2017 and say, this is what I want to do. And just take one at a time and focus on it. And see how far you get. I guarantee you'll be successful. And because you're blocking everything else out. You don't need nobody else to make you look like a fool, to make you a stumbling block, when you can do all that stumbling on your own. If I got to be around somebody that's going to make me look bad, then I don't need to be around that person. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need nobody to make me look bad when I can make myself look bad. That's why I never had no co-defendants. I don't need nobody telling on me, because I can tell on myself. You know what I'm saying? And all the time, people think like fighting is an ego thing. Let me tell you something. Sometimes it's better to walk away, and you'll see how much better to walk away, because as long as the person don't put their hand, see, some people push the issue too far. Because see, it ain't really the fight, it's the people in the audience who wants to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what you give it, that's what you thrill in. You thrill in the audience. You and him really probably don't want to do it. But that audience is telling y'all, kill each other. And you'll feed right into it every time. Because most of the guys who be best friends anyway is guys who had fights with each other. Because all my friends, we had big fights, and we ended up being close as anything. Every friend I ever had, we had a big fight first. But why do we have to fight before we become to be friends? Why we couldn't be friends then and then had a disagreement and then got into a fight? But you notice most of friends get into fights first before they become to be friends? And it's weird though. You know? But like I said, learn who you is. Learn who you is. Learn it. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take you to go back and dig up things for yourself, but find out who you is, the child that you really is inside. And you'll see how humble you is and how merciful you is. Because you're only reacting off the things that you see. Like I said, we're in an imperfection world. This is hell. Don't think this world is heaven. You understand? And heaven is not above your head. No, hell is below your feet. Heaven and hell is within. Heaven is what you make it, and hell is what you're going to go through. And you're going to put yourself through that. So nobody wants to go through hell. All right? So you create a heavenly life for yourself. You understand? And I'm going to say peace. And I want this brother Dawood. Yeah. I'm going to speak on one little topic before I let this brother come. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something, tell all y'all brothers here. You know, the women, that's the birth of a nation. Anytime you disrespect a woman, you disrespecting the mother of civilization. You respecting that same woman that where you came from, because you don't want nobody to do that to your mother, your sister, or no female in your family. So when you disrespect a woman, you remember, I think that's the lowest coward in the world. A man got to put his hand on a sister, or you got to disrespect her like that, when all you have to do is walk away, because she cannot hurt you or harm you in no shape, fashion, or form, because you're a man. It's no female can hurt you in no shape unless you weak. You understand? And you make yourself weak when you fall victim to the things that maybe she said her mouth or whatever. You bigger than that. You understand? So always remember that, man. If you have, see, let me tell you something about life. Even sickness. When you're a type of person and you thinking bad and you got bad thoughts, you get sick. Your body works off of the way you think and the way you act. So you can be an evil person inside, and trust me, you're the type of person to be sick all the time because you're so evil and wicked. You can heal yourself naturally. You don't need chemicals and medicine. All you gotta do is be a positive person, think positive, and eat the right foods and do the right thing, and you can heal yourself and get the proper rest. You're a natural healer of yourself. And you can heal problems in the universe when it's like, if I got a bunch of friends and I know they wild, and they crazy, and I'm sitting at the table with them, and when I'm around them, I'm talking in peace. If these are my friends and I love them, I'm not going to let them go out there talking they're going to go get the Chinese man food or snatch a pocketbook. You ain't sitting with me talking about going to do that. And I'm not letting you go do that. Well, we're going to fight. If you go do that, we're going to get into a fight. Because you're not going to do that around me. You're not that person. See, one thing brothers don't do to each other, our mission is to save each other. Remember, all we got is each other. And when I say all we got is each other, I don't care if you're black, brown, yellow, white, hair, green, or red. We all human beings, and all we got is each other. So if you see somebody doing something they got no business doing, you know he's good. Yo, man, I ain't never seen you do that before. Why is you doing that? Don't hang out with them. Don't be afraid to tell them if you got any kind of love for them. And it goes with anybody. Some of you will let your brother, you know him, you be in class with him every day, and you know he's not like that, and you watch him drift off with some other brother, and you don't go to it, and you wait till he do it, and then go back and behind his back like a little girl. Yo, you know what he did? Why you didn't stop him before he did it? Why you didn't stop him before he did it? And you wait till he do it, and you want to go around the whole school and go around everybody teasing him because what he done. When you had an option to stop him and told you wrong for doing that. Don't do that. And that's what you gotta learn to talk to each other, man. Because, man, remember, man, this world, we all gonna be here anyway. So I don't care what nobody say. All that presence of the same people you see in this room is gonna say the same people gonna be sitting up here again 10 more years from now. The same kids, another group of kids gonna come 10 more years from now, and this thing gonna keep going on. It's gonna repeat itself. So somebody gotta have to make a change, and the change is gonna start now. Trust me, because I know you're thinking. I can tell when y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's when the change is gonna start. Now, like I say, respect the woman out there, because I got mad respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful. Like I say, I take my children, I move with my kids. That's my son back there. Like I said, that's Eve. And my kids, I move with them. I show them what to do. My daughter's graduating college. I made sure I gave up that street life. I was a wild boy. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And I gave up that for something. I said, is it just about me and this money from Wu-Tang that we made and running on the road, or is it about the baby? So I had to slow down. And I had to come and put their life back on track, because it ain't about me no more. Now I'm back down in Brooklyn. I ain't living in no mansion. I'm walking up and down Fulton Street getting on the 25 bus, 26, but I love doing this now. Because now God gave me a second chance. And that's why I'm here talking to y'all, to save y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say peace. Hey, Dawood, I want you to explain that entrepreneur thing that we're going to do over in London. And, fill them in about the entrepreneur thing for me. Can you do that for me?
Basically, my name is Dawood. And for the last 20 years, I've been teaching entrepreneurship and how to build your own business to formerly incarcerated and incarcerated men, women, and teenagers. So right now, we're getting ready to do an event over in London, England, where we get an opportunity to teach some of their youth over there. But I didn't start there. Right now in New York, when you talk about entrepreneurship and business building and corporate New York, you hear my name. In the hood, you hear my name. But I didn't start out there. At 11 years old, I'm sitting in y'all seat. At 16 years old, I'm sitting in y'all seat. And I'm sitting there because nobody never told me I was great. Nobody never told me I could be anything. I was around a lot of people in Brooklyn, New York. I'm from the hood. I grew up, and where I grew up, things were rough. If you were smart, if you wanted to appear smart, if you wanted to appear dressy, classy, it caused problems, it caused beef. Because down being smart, those who weren't smart wanted to get at you, and if you were fly, those who weren't fly wanted to rob you. So in me, what it did was to build an individual who was going to defend themselves. I wasn't going to let nobody do nothing to me. And as a result, I wound up here. Not because I was bad, not because I was stupid, but because I wanted to make sure that I grew up to be something. 16 years old, a friend comes to me, and he told me a story about his family, and this is what I learned, and this is what changed my life. He said that his sister had started making Thanksgiving dinner every year. And when she did it, she cut the ends off the ham before she put it in the oven. He said he had saw his mother do that for years, but he never cracked, never asked her why she did that. So one day he asked his sister, he said, yo sis, why you cut the ends off the ham before you put it in the oven? So she was like, I don't know, I got that from mommy. So he said, all right, cool, let me check with mom. So he went to his mother. He said, yo, mom, let me ask you a question. Why every Thanksgiving when you cook the ham, you cut the ends off it before you put it in the oven? And she said, ooh, baby, I don't know neither. I got it from my mother. So finally he had a chance to see his grandmother. He said, Grandma, let me ask you a question. Every Thanksgiving when you cook the ham, you cut the ends off it. Why do you do that? She said, baby, wow, I haven't done that in years. I don't even do that no more. The reason I did that is because the ham was too big to fit in the oven. But it had been passed down through tradition as a law. And if it had never been confronted, it would have continued to go. At 16, somebody told me I was great. They told me I could be anything I wanted to be. I could do anything I wanted to do. And I believed them. And when I believed them, I started doing whatever it was I wanted to do. I started being whatever it is I wanted to be. And I no longer had to sit in the seat. I no longer had to worry about nobody putting handcuffs on me, nobody locking me away for 25, 30, 100 years. Because realizing that my parents didn't teach me I was great. Society didn't teach me I was great. My parents didn't teach me I could do and be anything I wanted to do and be. Because when I grew up, my parents were into go to school, get a job. I never liked jobs. I always wanted to be the boss. And I set that as a goal for myself. And today I'm my own boss. I've been my own boss now for over 25 years. So I got gifted. I learned how to teach other people to be their own bosses. So generally we work with teams between the ages of 15 and 25. What we'll be doing is we'll be building with the brothers here later on, and we'll be setting up so you guys can get involved in a business plan contest. And based on that business plan contest, you should be able to get a free scholarship to be able to come into the academy that we have together and learn how to put your own thing together. And the academy is a very cool thing, because what we do is each one teach one. So as you graduate the academy, you become responsible for those who come under you. So I'm here to say to you today that just because you sit here today don't mean you can't rule the world tomorrow. Just because you know you was great yesterday don't mean you don't know you're great today. Continue to be great. Continue to look at yourselves as being able to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish in life. Because if I can come over this here, and a few other brothers that are here with me can overcome this here, to be somebody great, to do what we want to do in life and to enjoy life, you can too. So the program platform, everything will be set up for y'all. Get involved with it. It's nothing in the world like being self-supportive. By show of hands, how many people in here as a result of money? Money is the result of you being here. I mean, that's how I wound up here at 11 years old, money. You know? And choosing the wrong way to make money. You know, wasn't no crack when I was growing up, but we had drugs. We committed crimes, climbed through people's windows, we stole cars for money, not because we wanted your car, not because we wanted to be big drug dealers. We wanted the money. So take an opportunity that's coming in front of you, take advantage of it. Go out there, learn how to get money, learn how to take care of your family, learn how to do whatever it is you need to do, afford whatever it is you need to afford without committing crimes. Thanks, everybody.
Y'all ladies, I don't know if anybody ever told y'all, but y'all are mother of civilization. Don't let nobody tell you and let you cheat you out of nothing. And the way guys are acting towards women today and stuff like that, only thing y'all have is each other, and y'all gotta learn to stick together. That's the only thing that y'all have that you can call your own, is each other as sisters. And remember what I told y'all, people don't tell y'all these things, but they don't want y'all to know. They keep making us think that we were slaves. None of our people was no slaves. We grew up with slave mentality, but we was not slaves. We was brought over here on prison ships. Wasn't no good ship, Jesus, none of that. Those was prison ships. We was at war at that time. England and America was at war. And we had prison ships. We was brought over here on prison ships. And right now, we in the belly of the beast, and we still in prison, locked down mentally. And the only way we're gonna come out of this is through each other and give birth to a nation. And our nation come through y'all females. That's why nobody has the right to violate y'all, and y'all don't have the right to let nobody violate you. You don't let nobody on this planet violate you. It's your word, what you say goes, not nobody else. And sometimes you gotta think to yourself, your only success is gonna come is when you find out who you are.
Pardon me, God. I need the staff, if y'all want to talk, to go out in the hallway. I don't care what y'all talking about, but y'all need to go out in the hallway. Thank you.
Yeah. And you gotta realize, you gotta find out your worth. And your worth is, like I say, y'all give birth to a nation. That's mother of civilization. That's most of the highest form of life that I can ever bear witness to a woman, because she's a goddess to men. You know what I'm saying? And by having strong men, they are strong women. And women make men strong. You don't let people violate you. Don't let this system out here violate you and transform your thoughts into something negative. Because y'all are positive. People make y'all negative. Women are being made negative. Men are the ones that have that little shit with them. But women are born positive. And they made to be positive, and they be sidetracked because they don't know who they are, and they don't have people spending time enough to tell them who they are and what they are worth. Nobody ever told you that you was queens. Because they told you was queen, that what you ascribed to be. We was never told that we was kings. They just told us that we was slaves and we was swinging in the jungles and all this, and we came over here like savages. We was not. We was kings and queens. And once people tell you that you was a king and you was a queen, that's what you strive to be. You understand? And I'm quite sure that a lot of y'all have some type of goal in your life where you tell yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do in life? Because I had to prepare myself for life too. You understand? I was a crazy boy out there, and I had to learn my lesson the hard way. You know, jail, and go through trial and tribulation just like everybody else. But you remember one thing. Don't ever look at yourself and say you did anything wrong. Because you ain't did nothing wrong. Because kids go through trial and tribulation, and we make mistakes. You learn by your own mistake. It's nature naturally for you to make a mistake. Because if you don't make no mistakes, how you gonna learn anything? You learn by your mistakes. Like it's like they say, you gotta put your hand in the fire. Sometimes you don't have to put your hand in the fire to get burnt to know that that fire is hot. You know what I'm saying? You can get close enough to it and know that it burns somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I always learned that if I see something happen to somebody else, you best believe I'm not doing that. Because I don't have to try that to make it happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Like I said, y'all got the most gift in the world. Like I said, Y'all got so much power and you gotta learn how to use it. Nobody, I keep stressing this, nobody on this planet Earth has the right to violate you, physically or mentally. And what you have to do is learn who you are. You got to find your goals, what you want to do, because you can do anything that you want. Like I said, people limit themselves for their own reasons. I don't know why, that you just don't, you see yourself as being nobody. That's a shame, because everybody in this world has a purpose. God made you in his image, the image that you're here to do something, not to be nobody. You're here to be somebody. It's just that as you go on in life, you got to find out what you want to be. Some people don't know that decision, and it's hard. Sometimes they ask us in school, what do you want to be when you grow up? A lot of people can't even answer that. Or if you take a kid and you take them, you ask them, tell me something about yourself. They can't even tell you about themselves, but they can tell you about everything else in the streets. And remember, this world that we're in, don't let it get you caught up. It's an imperfection world. We're in hell. This is not heaven here. We are in hell. This world is imperfection, and it's designed for you to do things wrong, not right. You just got to be positive in your state of mind and know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? It don't take no rocket science to figure that out. Like I said, you got to start making, y'all young, and I got to keep saying it, you got to start making goals for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you got to make a goal and say, all right, next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and do nothing, or I'm going to get my grades up, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, because once you do things and you put yourself focused on what you want to do, doors start opening up, things start working for you. That's the energy that you have to apply. You have to apply energy into the universe for anything to come back to you. It's just like, if you sit there and say, I need me a car by next year sometime. If you work hard for that, don't you know you can get a car? Nothing is limited in this world. You limit yourself from having things or doing things that you want to go because you listen to somebody else, or you so easy to led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right. And most of the youngsters is like that. They so easy to led wrong instead of they want to move right. And you got to break out of that. That's not healthy. And like I said, they invite me to come up here. I had a lot of things I could have did. You understand? And they invite me here before I get over here, get out of here and go to London. I'm going to do this not just here to y'all. Young kids all over, I talk to them and tell them, man, you got a life ahead of you. Don't try to be grown before your time, man. I mean, you know how blessings I can go back and be the kid again, because the same kids, young girls that I see, I'm looking at now, it's going to be the same women that are going to be here. You might be working here one day, you might be doing something, but y'all the same people. That's the future of us. Y'all is our future, because y'all give birth to a nation. Like I said, y'all is our future where we are going. We can't move without y'all. So y'all got to wake up and get strong, because y'all our strength, y'all our backbone. Y'all will make us who we are. And women motivate men. You understand? That's why I say you don't let nothing, don't let the society, don't let nobody in this world violate you or violate your mental or way you think. You understand? Way you think, and that's the way it is. And no means no. Don't put your hands on me, because nobody has a right to put their hands on you. And you don't have the right to put your hands on nobody else. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, this is a good thing to do. What I used to do, let me give you a story first to show you how it really is. I was on the 3rd grade reading level. Couldn't read, do nothing. Kept getting in trouble. And I realized, like, my life had to spin, because only thing that'll happen from this point on, I'm gonna end up in jail, do big time. I always had a vision that I'd done 25 to life. That was always a vision of me that I got 20. I guess that's why I didn't do it. But I was on the 3rd grade reading level when the brother told me, yo, get you a dictionary and get a newspaper. I used to read the newspaper every day, cut the clippings out, and I got the dictionary and taught myself. So I went back to John Jay College for criminal law. You know what I'm saying? I went to John Jay College for criminal law on a 3rd grade reading level. So I know our minds are so strong that we can do anything that we put our mind to. It's just that we need help. Sometimes we need help from each other. I don't know how y'all get along here, but ain't nobody in here no enemies, because we all in the same thing. See, how's an enemy of yours when y'all in the same situation? An enemy is yours when he lives a different situation than yours. But if we all in here in the same situation, we all got the same thing going on, then why do we have problems with each other? Yeah, and that's what we don't do. We don't speak to each other. We don't talk to each other. We don't uplift. It's like, I'm part of the 5 to 6 Nation that you see, and we call this the 5 to 6 Nation. We believe in self-awareness, where we help each other. Like if a brother don't know something, I'm going to make sure he knows. If he don't have it, it's like more we take care of each other. And that's what we have to do as a whole of people now. Because this world don't care nothing about you. Y'all better listen to what I'm saying right now. This world is changing rapidly. They're going into a modern thing now where it's the future. If you don't go into the modern technology, you are lost. That dollar bill that you see is going to end. I give you in a few, not even a few years, the dollar, everything is going to be chipped. Now they're making the parents have to chip babies, where they're putting chips in you, where they can monitor you. That means if you weigh $450, you got to go to your job, you put your hand on the wall, and they put a chip in your hand, and it says you got $400 in your account. Everywhere you go shopping, you have to swipe your hands when you go buy clothes and it comes off. When you ain't got no more money in there, you ain't worth nothing. No. You nothing no more. And they do, when you nothing, they do what they want to do with you. You just another statistic. And that's what they're doing now, and it's working. Let me explain something to you. It ain't just here. The funniest thing that I've been around the world 3 times. And everywhere I went, I seen kids just like y'all. And a lot of y'all look at me, I'm 60 years old. And I took care of myself. Because if I don't do it, ain't nobody else going to do it. You understand? So I learned how to provide for myself. I learned how to get little things without having to steal and rob and things. So I had the first job I got, I made $47 every 2 weeks. I took that $47 and went to 23rd Street in Manhattan and sat down and bought socks, umbrellas and everything and went on the street and wholesale while I'm going to school. Got my book bag on my back and I went to school and I hustled. But I turned that $47 over. The end of the week, Friday, I had $200 in my pocket. And I flipped it, put that away. I was the youngest kid in my class learning how to go get a bank account. I went and started a bank account with $5. You can start a bank account with $5. And that's nothing. But the whole thing is, you got to start from somewhere and know that what's your goal. See, this is what people don't realize. You got to ask yourself, 5 years now, what do I want? What do I want to do? You got to ask yourself that because you're not born here to do nothing. Do any of y'all ever think to yourself, what is the reason why I'm here? Because a lot of times I just ask my mama, why I was born? Why I'm here? She couldn't even tell me. She didn't even know. So if your mother can't tell you why you was here, you just here because they made love. Come on, that kid, you know what that kid's going to turn out? Because he don't have no sense of direction. And if I don't have no sense of direction and my family can't fill me with the information I need, where's else I'm going to get it from? The streets, watching somebody else do some foolishness, and I'm going to try it out, and 9 out of 10 chances I don't want to get caught all the time. That's why I couldn't be a thief. They'd catch me every time. Because I ended up telling on myself and run right into the hands of the police. Because I'm not a thief. You know what I'm saying? So if you do things and take on characteristics of other people, the things that you're not, you're going to be the one to get caught up into it. And like I say, y'all some beautiful young sisters, and what y'all do need to take time out on is find out who you really are. Find out yourself. And that don't cost you nothing. That don't hurt or nothing to find out really who you are inside. Because a lot of y'all probably don't even know who you are inside. You think you know, but you probably don't know that real person in you is a beautiful person. There's somebody deeper inside you than you can imagine. Because I had to find it. Like I said, if you close your eyes and say to yourself, I love you, you can hear your voice inside as loud as you hear me on this mic. So you can hear yourself. Every person can hear themselves. You can hear yourself talk. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself and explain things to your own self, because sometimes you ain't gonna get answers from everything out here in the world. The only answers you're gonna get from yourself and your peers. And that's why I said you gotta learn to love each other, man. Stick together, man. Sisters supposed to stick together. If you don't know something, show her how to do it. If she don't know it, then y'all show each other how to do it. And that's how it works. We do that. We work together. And if men can work together, sisters can work together. But first thing, before you get to work with your sister, you gotta work with yourself. You have a big attitude problem for no reason. Like nobody can talk to y'all. Like if somebody say something to you, you just get all snotty and for what? It ain't that serious. Why would you even get mad with a person that's trying to help you? That's number one. To fix your face and frown your face up to a person that's trying to tell you something to help you, you're an evil person inside. You really have to be an evil person inside, or you the devil in disguise. To get mad with a person that's trying to help you and put you on the right track. You know what I'm saying? And that's not too cool. Because then that means your foundation is just totally lost. And like I say, they say, what is the root of a person? The root of a person is knowing where they come from. Because if you don't know where you came from, you're never going to make it when you're gone. You don't have a destiny in life because you don't even know where you started from, who you is, who your mother come from. You got to sometimes dig back. Sometimes when you get depressed or you don't feel good, sometimes you got to do things like that. Like my father's mother. Find out who you are. Ain't no sense running down the streets, you don't even know who you are, because this is where that ends up. You end up in places like this when you don't know who you are. And you're trying to find this out in all the wrong places. And most of the time, we try to find ourselves, try to fit in all the wrong places. Because I did. Hanging out in drug houses, I was a drug dealer. And what I'm hanging out there for? Because when they busted, I'm going to jail too. And now I got a record. For what? And one thing leads to another. And one thing, once you get started into that, you keep doing the same thing. It comes to be a side effect. You understand? So somebody had to snap you out of it. And I was like that to a brother, snapped me out of it. Older brother, tough, scared me half to death, and snapped me out of it. He said, man, you like a dragon. And I didn't understand what he mean. He said, because you breathe fire, and the fire tear up everything in front of them. So you ain't building, you destroying. You're a brother that run around destroying. Want to beat people, you think you like that. And I said, yo, man, he said, won't you go to school? And he told me to go back to school, and then I had to explain to him I couldn't read. And it was an embarrassing moment in my life. Here I'm a tough guy just hustling on the street and can't read on a third grade reading level. That's embarrassing. So he told me to go get a news. He said, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do it. Just go get a newspaper and a dictionary. And I went and got a newspaper and a dictionary. I read a newspaper every day, and every word I didn't know, I looked it up and figured out what the meaning was. And I actually kept going on until I actually went back to school, graduated, and went to John Jay College for criminal law, for paralegal. And that's you see what I'm saying? Because I chose inside. I said, I'm not doing that no more. I've been there and done that. I'm not making these people take me and lock me. Police kicked my house, and no one I seen when it was so deep. I ain't never sold drugs, and they kicked my house in and said I was selling drugs. And what they put me through, I said, this is a shame. What actually they put me through, it was crazy. They treated me like I was the biggest kingpin in the world. And I ain't never sold no drugs. Never in my life I sold no drugs. Everything I made, I earned it. Now I did little bad things in my life. Yes, everybody. Like I said, anything, don't blame yourself for nothing, because let me explain something to you again. Nothing when you're growing up is wrong. Don't ever let nobody tell you you're wrong for that. You're not wrong. You're going through a test in life. You're learning. That's a learning process. You have to do wrong to learn what right is. So you have to make mistakes. Some people just can't accept the mistake that some people make till they make their own. But that's how I had to learn. You have to make a mistake. And I'm telling you now, don't be afraid to make no mistakes. Because if you're afraid to make mistakes, you're going to always find yourself in the wrong hands of the wrong people. Always make your own mistakes and correct them. And tell yourself, I did that on my own. And this is a good thing to do. Like the year coming in 2017. Take a piece of paper, and I guarantee you, write down 10 things that you would like to do for 2017. And just take one at a time, use that as a goal, and strive to do that. Maybe you say, well, I want my driver's license by 2000. You strive for that, and then say, next thing, I'm going to get my passport so I can travel. Next thing, I'm getting me a bank account. But put these things right. Sometimes you have to write things down. You know what I'm saying? I do it all the time. Just prepare myself to come here and talk to y'all. Last night, I set up. I was on the computer, I look at my phone, I was writing stuff down, and looking and prepare myself. I said, I'm talking to sisters, and you gotta know how to talk, because I know, like I said, sisters have some type of little attitude problem sometimes. And I said, I ain't want them to get mad at me, I want them to love me, I want them to understand me. You understand? And I said, you know what? I just put this aside. I said, I'm just gonna come here and be me and just tell them just straight up like this. I'm not preparing myself for nothing. Because they're gonna feel me, they're gonna like me, they're not. I don't care. But I'm going to tell the truth anyway, and I'm not going to let them stop me from putting them on the right track, telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you remember, I'm going to say this, and this is deep, all we got is each other. Nobody's coming to help us out. If we don't help each other, we lost. Because nobody's trying to help us. They're trying to get rid of us. They ain't trying to help us. So like I said, the only help that we have to help each of us come out of this hell, because remember, heaven is not above your head, no, hell is below your feet. Heaven and hell is within. Heaven is what you make it, and hell is what you're going to go through. And most of the time, you put your own self through hell. Always. For what? I'm not going to make myself suffer for nothing in this world. And like I said, we got this entrepreneur thing that we are starting, and we're trying to, like, we're getting ready to go to London. We're going all over speaking to kids like this and trying to get y'all on the right track. And like I said, I got a few brothers with me that want to tell you a few things, but we got this entrepreneur where we show you how to be entrepreneurs and go into the apprenticeship. And we're going to try to, we plug it in with these people here where we can get a lot of y'all, and I hope a lot of y'all sisters be some of the first students in our class, and we show y'all how to be entrepreneurs and how to get jobs and get yourself life together and all kinds of stuff like that. And it's healthy. But like I said, do me a favor, try it out, it'll work. Take when you get back to where you at, get a pen and paper and write down 10 goals that you want. I want to ask you a question. Did any of y'all ever have a goal like when you was young and said, this is what I want to be? You ever had a goal or a dream, that something that you really wanted to be? You had a goal? What was your goal? Don't be shy. Well, you look like you could be a doctor. For real. You ain't never thought about, huh? See, I'm close. You know what I'm saying? For real. And that's beautiful. Anybody else that had any goals? What was your goal?
To rap and dance.
Say that again?
To rap and dance.
Yeah? That's beautiful. You see, anybody else had goals? So now with these goals, now see how it's easy for y'all to come out and tell me you goals? But what are you doing to put that in effect? Because you can be that nurse that you said, and you can be what you said. What are you doing? What are you going to do to start it off now? What is your first thing you're going to do to get that, put that into focus? What you have to do. See, that's where we at. See, that's where you get stuck at. See, and that's what we got to learn. That's what we here for. To try to get y'all on the right track, figure out what is your goals, what y'all want to do, how you want to do it, and how I can help you get started doing it.
Just as simple as that. By us working together and as a whole. And we'll help you put you on the right track and start y'all off where you can do these things on your own. That's what it is. A lot of us didn't have a push. Because either our mothers and fathers was even working or they're not together with each other. And we had to grow up with moms and dad had to come. A lot of us grew up in families like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like how I grew up just like y'all, like I said. I ran away, slept in abandoned buildings. I grew up in group homes, all that. I used to sleep in abandoned buildings to keep from going to the group homes. You know what I'm saying? So what I did, I slept in abandoned buildings. Right. And it's real. So I said, that ain't me. So I made goals for myself. And then I got my little family. I don't know if y'all know the rap group Wu-Tang, Old Dirty. That's my little brother. And River's my mother's sister's kid. And I took them when they was young. We used to all be in my grandma. They used to play the music. And they used to always come to me, yo, we gonna be this. I said, man, y'all better leave me alone with that. And go ahead, man, I work. I got me a 9 to 5. I work for transit. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for that. And I said, then they kept going, and I seen them going, but I never think that we would turn out from Putnam Avenue, 112 Putnam Avenue, that we'd be around the world, and we turned out bigger than the Beatles. We were one of the biggest groups in the world, Wu-Tang, and we started from nothing. None of them had an education, none of them finished school, and none of them did nothing. And we turned out one of the biggest rap groups in the world. Now you're gonna tell me your mind going, and none of them ever think they was gonna leave Park Hill. We always out there in Staten Island, Park Hill. And you know what Park, I don't know if you ever know what Park Hill and Staten Island, that place is crazy. They call it Killer Hill, and you will die there if you don't know what you're doing. For real. So I'm saying to y'all, get your head together. Please, I know y'all know these cops is on something right now. Like I said, they have a job. You have a job too. Your job is not to provoke them because they on something right now. I mean, it's so simple. If a man tell me to do it, like I said, I'm not fighting nothing back. I don't have nothing to fight back that I know ain't gonna hurt me anyway. You can force a person to hurt you more by resisting. You know what I'm saying? I understand some of the things they do, but I'd rather fight them legally. Because I can't be afford to be tased. I got a bad heart. I had 2 heart attacks. They tased me, my heart probably never start up again. So I can't afford to get in no competition with them. So, you know, it's respect. That's all it is. I know you know they wrong. It's so easy to walk away and go back and tell your parents what they did and go to the police and take out a report on him. You can go over, they have this hotline now that they got. If the police harass you, if you can get their badge number, you call that, what's that? I forgot that hotline number. You could dial it and give them the police badge number. They will come and get him off the street. They got this thing when the police are like, you just get his number. All you have to do is get his number. And you call that number and you turn his badge number in and they call him in. So, like I said, try not, please, to get into no confrontation with these police. Because, like I said, y'all sisters, they'll treat you just like, they'll beat you down like they would beat me down. You know what I'm saying? And hurt you. Will stomp you, they will seriously hurt you like they would do a man. So I'm telling y'all, if you could avoid that right now, because we're going through a little crisis right now in this world, and it's going to get better. Things are going to get better. Just don't make yourself a part of that. I'm not with all this movement stuff. This life matter, Black life matter. Man, everybody's life matters to me. I don't care who you is. You don't deserve to die. You don't deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, whether you black, brown, yellow, white, heaven, you deserve to live. Nobody has the destiny to put that in your hands to take your life. And like I said, your sisters, remember this, I gotta take you go. No man have a right to touch you and put your hands on you. And no means what? No. You don't let no man violate you. Because if you don't give yourself away to him, trust me, he'll respect you.
Eternal affairs.
Huh?
Eternal affairs.
Yeah, eternal affairs. It's ID. And you go there and you send the numbers into them and they take some cops. Because they trying to stop all that right now. But like I say, you don't get caught up in it. Because sometimes people see things going on in the street and they make themselves a part of it. Don't make yourself a part of it and fall victim to everything you see. All right. Knowledge, you take the word knowledge. It means first, that means one. Knowledge is the foundation of everything that exists in your life. It also means respect, because that's the first thing you have to do. Respect a person if you want respect from a person. If you don't have no respect, then that means you don't have knowledge. It also means to know. If you break this down in 3 syllables, you got no ledge edge. It means know your ledge before you fall off the edge. That's what having knowledge, because you know who you are. Now you got wisdom. Wisdom is just a manifestation of this. You only apply this once you know this. Because your wisdom is when you speak. And when you speak in wisdom, you're speaking on things that you did the knowledge of. Because if you didn't do the knowledge of, you can't speak on it. Because the person don't speak on something that he does not know. You look like a fool talking about something that you don't know about.
So essentially wisdom is the vehicle
is the vehicle that houses the mind, and it's the vehicle that houses the knowledge and carry us around the planet. You understand? Our mind, our wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, mind, body is all one and the same. Then you got understanding. Understandings have to be understood with wisdom. See, if you understand a person's wisdom, you can see his power. Because then you understand what they're talking about. You don't understand what they're talking about, you don't see no kind of power in that person. So you have to understand. Once you understand the knowledge, then you speak about it. If you don't understand knowledge, then how can you talk about it? So you got knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And you got love. You know what love is. You got to go. Love is not the love that you think, because I hug you and kiss you, that's emotional. Love means the highest elevation of understanding. That's where love comes from. When you understand something. That's love. Love is not emotional. From hugs and kisses and that's not love. That's not understanding. Love means understanding. That's the highest elevation of it. And then you got peace. Peace is the absence of all confusion. If you're not confused, see, I always greet a person in peace. If I walk to you and say peace, that's the way I want to leave, in peace. You know what I'm saying? Because when you greet a person will tell you, they know you who you are from the jump. If I walk down the street, like a guy walk down the street to you and you say peace to him, he ain't going to say, oh, how you doing, sugar? He's going to say peace back because you greet him that way. And that's why I tell a lot of sisters in our nation, that's why they greet a lot of brothers peace. They don't say hi back because sometimes a guy say something like, oh, how you doing? You got fat this and then like that, because that's the way you greeted him. But if you greet him in peace, he will greet you in peace. He can't take you outside that context. So that's what peace means. That's all confusion and happiness. Once you do all these things, that's the only thing you can do is have happiness. You know what I'm saying? Love, peace, and happiness is the end of everything, out of all the solutions that you solve in your life, all the problems that you solve in your life, and after you get past all that, you see what this said? This is so beautiful. When I walked in it, education is the key to your dreams. And then you got to have knowledge, wisdom, understanding, love, peace, and happiness. But I'm going to tell y'all, and I told them, listen, my sisters, before you get old, a good education is better than gold. Silver and gold will fade away, but a good education will never decay. And I'm going to say peace.